Hello everyone, I am back for more. I am Shania Richardson. I am the director and operator of Sarah's Tutor Book, and I'm just surprised how exuberant I look even after a 12-hour day. Oh my gosh, like really. But anyway, I promised you more teacher hacks and to show more strategies that I use while I am teaching. Vocabulary is very essential. It's essential across disciplines because if you don't know what a denominator is, that Sarah had a hard time pronouncing last time, then it's difficult to find a common denominator because you don't know what a denominator is. You don't know what a numerator is. So these tactics that I use to increase vocabulary, as I mentioned before, they go across the discipline. So if you want to teach key terms, these are some great ways to do it. So I'm going to go over here to the table. I've laid a bunch of things out and I just want to share this with you. If you will notice here, I have on the table some magazine clippings. I just pulled them out the magazine. I made sure to find pictures that were fun, that were energetic, that appeal. Here's my stack of them right here. And I let the children go through and pick whatever picture they would like to pick. Now I use these magazine pictures in several different ways. One way that I use these pictures is to, again, teach vocabulary, to teach adjectives. Okay, well, describe what you see in the picture. One adjective could be loving. The father he's very loving toward his daughter. The baby is hungry. The baby is tender. Different things like that. And so what I will have them to do is in chart form here. These words do not necessarily describe this picture, but in the first column, there's an adjective. The adjective is written. And then to take it up a level, we do comparative and superlative form. So, for example, this little girl, she's skinny. So this is Sarah's paper, and she says the girl is skinny, pretty. She might be wearing white, or her face is round. And the comparative form using ER, and this is also a lesson in spelling, when to change to IER or when to add ER and when to use more and most. This goes back and teaches grammar, which is something that is skipped over today. So if you need basically a filler, you finish your lesson plans, this is a very good go-to. I use it quite often. So you have skinny, skinnier, skinniest. It's the superlative form. Then I have them go and write a sentence with the comparative form as well as the superlative form. So that's one way that I use magazine pictures. Another way that I use magazine pictures is to build vocabulary with verbs. Again, I'm going to show you this paper. I'm going to flip it around. We have verbs. What verbs describe this picture? Okay, this list doesn't necessarily go with this picture, but for example, stand, talk, run, look, play. The present tense and the past tense we're going to do in a chart. Standing is the present of stand, and this is wrong. It should be stood. And I know I've said that 1,000 times. Stood, everybody. Standard is not a word. I ought to make Sarah go back and fix it right now. I know I just work her nerves. because I'm always correcting her and correcting her spelling. But anyway, talk, talking, talked, run, running, ran, look, looking, looked. And again, follow the order. Write a sentence with the present tense. Everybody was standing. Everybody was talking. The kid was running. And then we go past tense. At the party we stood, not standing. We talked at the party. And so forth and so on. I also want to show you another thing that I do with magazines. I love magazines. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So I hope that you can see it's a little dark right here. But here is what I mean. Prepositions. If you notice in the picture, there's some stickies going on all over the place. With the prepositions, what I had the children do was I wrote prepositions and they had to pull up the stickies and put them to indicate where as a preposition. For example, the man is sitting down. The lady is standing along the wall. The lady is standing next to the man. The stool is across from her feet. She is leaning upon the man. She is standing over the man. So when they finish, on the back, I had them write sentences with each preposition. That way, it is being taught. And it's the same thing here. Seeds are in the papaya. The carrots are between the vegetables. The cantaloupe is over the carrots, and so forth and so on. And there's Oprah and her chef. I hope you can see it. Okay, so that's another way I use magazine to teach prepositions. Here is the page right here. This is teaching vocabulary. I would basically go through the magazine and find different pictures, and I would find vocabulary that would relate to the picture, and I would have all the pictures laid out, and the students would pick a picture and match the word. And it takes a long time, so they don't run out of things to do, because it's really jogging their mind to try to figure out, hey, what picture goes with this word. So here's one, for example. It's a Thanksgiving dinner. They're binging. Binge means feast and eat. And here's the illustration of that. Frantic. This girl's face is breaking out with acne. So she's frantic, which means panic-stricken. Legitimate. Doing what's proper and right. Studying is what's proper and right. Bloated. Swollen, puffy. This bird is bloated. He's a cute little bird too. Liable. Too old. Oh my gosh. I never want to be in this much debt, but I want to be in this much wealth. But liable means to owe money to. Lubricate is the word here. Means to grease, and you need lotion when you're ashy to lubricate your skin. So those are just some things that I use as far as magazines are concerned. But you can use your imagination, and I promise you, you'll have fun, and the kids have fun too. I love to just sit back and watch them suffer and struggle to find the appropriate wording. A lot of people say, you talk so slow. It's like you're thinking about what you're going to say. You're right, because the Bible says, let your words be well seasoned, and your words have power. So I have to choose my words carefully, and that's why I speak the way I do. Hey, I don't see anything wrong with it. It doesn't make me any less intelligent because of how I speak, because I got some vocabulary for you and your children if you let them come. the Sarah Studer book after school reading tutorial. And in the future, I will be doing more demonstrations of some hacks, teaching hacks that I use to enrich and to teach. The next time, I would like to talk about how I use ReadWorks passages. I love ReadWorks. ReadWorks is thebomb.com and it's free and it's very teacher friendly. So thank you for listening and watching, and I hope that I have enlightened you and have increased your knowledge vastly. Okay, see you around.